Scandis, dulcis puer, dulcis puer, nocte trepidus, dulcis puer, at Sion, penitus sonum liberos mater venatibus, audite et sequimini ad oblivium. Nunc in tenebris, dulcis puer, dulcis puer, manus extendem, dulcis puer, esudio penitus sonum liberos mater venatibus, audite et sequimini ad oblivium, oculos non aperi mater vigilantes, audite et sequimini ad infinitum. Ubi abscondis, dulcis puer, dulcis puer, nocte trepidus, dulcis puer, at Sion, penitus sonum liberos mater venatibus, audite et sequimini ad oblivium. Nunc in tenebris, dulcis puer, dulcis puer, manus extendem, dulcis puer, esudio penitus sonum liberos mater venatibus, audite et sequimini ad
Also, anyone who is listening to the
oculos non
tell me if the above VTT is actually playing the music that it should be.
vigilantes, audite
Will do.
Thank you.
When my computer stops acting up.
It's playing for me.
Awesome.
Ubi abscondis, dulcis puer, dulcis puer, nocte trepidus, dulcis puer, at Sion, penitus sonum liberos mater blues audite et sequimini ad oblivium.
It's a bit loud compared to my voice. Let's see about now. Grab the mic closer. That's directly over the chat. There you go. Should be better. There we go. Should be better now.
Should we all say something so that M knows what our voices sound like over the music? M, do I sound alright?
I have Mahela turned all the way up for her volume.
Okay, let me see if there's something I can do on my end.
Yeah, sure.
Mine is all the way up on my end, so there's nothing I can do on my side.
Sounds a bit better. It might be that you need to have the mic just a little bit closer to your mouth.
Hello, hello?
It's a little bit better. If need be, I can turn down the music more.
Okay. I mean, to be fair, I'm not really projecting either, so...
Yeah. Not either, so it's fair. Should be fine.
Unused. Word.
So we're gonna be down, Darius.
I have to get a new laptop. I'm going to, I don't know, do something.
Very in and out there, Ethan. So we're down Darius and Milo. Haven't heard from Drake yet, but if he's not able to, we're just gonna move along because it has been too long and I really need some D&D right now. I need to inflict some emotional pain on some willing participants. And I'm so glad to have you all here as volunteers, because I have something so special that's taken me a while to work up to.
Oh boy. You are just lucky that I managed to drag my ass out of bed this morning because... No, listen, I just started a new term, and on top of that term, it's my first thesis class, and it's already kicking my ass.
Oh
Your
boy.
And it's
thesis?
only the first week.
Oof.
You going for a doctorate?
No, so the way this master's program works is we have to write a novel over the course of the program, and the novel is referred to as a thesis.
That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a lot of fucking work on top of having another
Please.
class that's unrelated.
Hmm.
What does a novel have to be about? Does it have to be about a certain thing, or is it just whatever you want to write about?
Hang on a sec. Sorry, my cat was doing something he shouldn't have, and I didn't need y'all to have me yelling in your ears. Anyway, we have one of 4 genres we can pick from, but it has to be like fiction. I'm specifically writing speculative, which is fantasy or sci-fi, whichever you choose. But you could also pick contemporary fiction, young adult fiction, or romance.
Really fascinating. I would love that.
Mine is
I mean,
literally
love it, but also hate it. It's all the work.
right. By the end of this class, we have to have 35,000 to 45,000 words
Oof.
to move on to thesis 2. Because there's 3 levels of thesis. There's thesis 1, where you have to start off with 15,000 words that you like will get over the course of every class previous, and then you have to get up to 35 to 45,000 words by the end of thesis 1. By the end of thesis 2, you have to be at 50,000 to 80,000. Because then thesis 3, you work on revising and cleaning up your manuscript so it's ready to be published when you're done with the program.
That's really cool.
That's great. At least that when you have those theses portions, it not forces you, but encourages you to be up to date with your work instead of being like, I'll get to that later. I will get to this chapter later. It's like, no, you have to get this chapter done now.
Yeah, I very much need deadlines to get things done, and but yeah, not paid sponsor, but SNHU if you're looking for a good MFA program for writing.
Oh, SNHU is on my ass. But, the...
Why are they on your ass?
I did 1 semester with them, and then I didn't get the notification to fill out FAFSA for student aid, and ended up lapsing on that, so now I'm trying to pay back the money that I already spent on the college that I did for 1 semester.
Ouch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's gonna suck.
Oh yeah, and it's only just piling, so that's fun. American schooling. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But, at least you have inspiration stuff to work from. The story of Cal.
That's actually not at all what I'm writing about.
Oh. Well,
My thesis novel actually was spawned from a K-pop music video a friend of mine and I were watching, and we went, well, no, hear me out though. Like
course.
the song itself has very little to do with the music video, but like the music video gave us an idea of like 6 guardians protecting like a princess type shit, and then we talked about it a little and it evolved a bit, and then I kept thinking about it, and now it's become its own thing, completely separate from the original like source material, but like yeah, it's a thing of its own now.
all right. Then I haven't heard anything from Drake, so he might be busy. So I think we can just go right ahead and get into it if you guys are ready.
Yeah, I'm happy to do so. Can you all hear me properly?
Yep.
I think it's the input with my friggin' computer. I'm using my phone instead, so I'm not going to be on camera this session. I need to have a look at my computer, see what's wrong with it, because nothing should be wrong with it. It's only a year and a half old, maybe? I can't remember.
Well, if you can't find anything wrong with your computer, it could also be a wire in your headphones.
Yeah.
Been there,
Yeah,
done that.
But you can hear me clearly through my phone.
Which is connected to your headphones.
Yeah, I'm using the wire to connect to my phone.
So it's
Well-
computer
So-
side then, likely.
Yeah, there must be a faultiness within one of the ports or something, which is infuriating.
Depending on the computer, it could be something that's easy to fix, but also not something that I do on my own.
Oh, definitely not. It's a Chromebook. These things will explode on you if you touch it wrong.
Yep. I've modified one Chromebook, but that one time was enough for me to be like, I'm never fucking touching one of these again. It is a nightmare.
Well, the Chromebook was a temporary step until I could afford to get like a good gaming laptop, which I'm wanting to eventually do, so I can play Steam and play this with better function, play Dungeons and Dragons with better function, etc., etc. Anyway, let's get started.
Don't even start, Cat. I will knock you out.
And we start this game with violence. Alright.
Okay, but this cat is deserving of violence. He chooses violence every day when he wakes up. And he beats up his siblings, so... He will also sit next to you and then fart directly in your face like a dickhead, so...
Oh, great. Love that.
Yeah, same.
Everybody loves a cat that'll just fart at you.
And cat farts fucking stink.
Yeah.
Why are
They're
you
worse.
digging at my leg?
Dog
What?
farts too.
Sir, stop it. Get your claws out of my fucking leg.
Cal says to her statuette cat, as you all awaken the next day after dealing with seeming children from here, another plane, unknown either way. Because last we left off, the party had gone to the halls of justice. Well, the party had split between the group going to the dockside to complete a mission for the tavern owners of the Stonehill Inn within Phandalin, asking for information on their shipment, on the approximate time that it might take for that shipment to make it there, and upon finding out that it had been sent to the wrong location, made some plans to possibly get a new shipment sent down, or the shipment itself redirected back down to the rightful owners of the shipment itself. While the rest went off to the halls of justice in order to talk to the guard captain and see if there's a way to clear the name of their hoodlum turned hero, Cal. Upon arriving to the Hall of Justice, they found that the charges had already been cleared. that she is free to go as she wishes. As a friend of the party, a friend of the party made themselves known. Asmodee, joining back up with the group after so long of being apart, having gone ahead in order to give word of Cal's deeds in Phandalin and her sentence served, had a moment with the group, but had to quickly say his goodbyes as he had to make his way to Waterdeep, as it seems that Paladins of Helm had been called in order to assist with trouble going on within the metropolis of Waterdeep. The group then later made their way together to find refuge, or to find shelter. Some attempting to get shelter at a reputable inn, while others decided to go with Cal in order to check in on her home, or what remains of it. There, Cal discovered something unsettling. The remains of her parents, disturbed and moved, and the spectral form of her mother appearing to Raylana and Darius, before vanishing before Cal could see them. The party, upon learning of this information, discovered that the remains possibly had been moved to the chasm that lies within Neverwinter itself, a large gaping tear in the earth. Floating islands of broken and shattered rock gently moving through the sky in this chasm. A tear left over from the spell plague that happened nearly 100 years previously. And possibly the location of the remains of Cal's family. You guys then took a night's rest, during which one of the watches, Darius and Raylana, were called upon for their aid in helping some children with a man that appeared to be injured and needed help as quickly as possible. Without disturbing the rest of the party, Raylana and Darius charged after these children and, following them, found themselves in an alleyway with a dead body and several children, who then proceeded to attempt to rob the heavily armored pair. And after a moment of back and forth, Raylana sent the leader of this group of children to a plane unknown, and he didn't return back. Spooking all the children, who then promptly fled. After that, you were able to make your way back to the home of Cal, and everyone finished out their long rest, and the day is yours. With the morning comes Darius, who looks to the group And with a sad smile, will say will say to the group, there. Unfortunately, I have been called on. It appears that Helm has called on Tyr as well to assist. And I feel it is necessary to go. There's something that I must see to in Waterdeep.
If you must go, then you must go, Darius.
If you ever need me, or if our paths cross again, I'll be ready to help. But right now, this is something I have to do.
And so be it.
Darius is then going to start packing up and make his way out, walking down the street a bit before turning, looking back one more time, giving a wave.
Is he like gone, or is there like a bit of distance that someone could run after?
He's down the street a ways, maybe like
Okay, well then Amara will sprint out and call, wait, there is something I need to ask of you before you go.
okay. He stops, turning to look to you.
She would like to ask if she could get something of his or of his sister. Even if you were living, I would still like to be a little bit of help with that. Well, of course, if you just want to give up, that's, I mean, you know.
I don't have anything of my sister's, but he begins to look through his pack and I don't have his character sheet open right now, so give me just a second while I look for something. He is going to pull out there we go. He's going to pull out what looks to be a scimitar. It's this long curved blade that is strangely ornate. slightly decorative in the way that it has been constructive, though balanced well. So it's not something that is meant for ceremonial purposes, but clearly is meant for a more battle oriented while maintaining beauty.
Right. Then she will take it and wish him good luck on the journey. Yes.
Thank you. And your luck as well. Also, if you get a chance, punch your fucking patron in the face for me.
I will not be doing that. But I guess now you can dream about it, I suppose.
Good luck, Amara.
You too.
With that, he's gonna turn and head off.
Then she'll go back with the rest of the group.
Alright. So, what are you guys doing?
What's our next move? It feels odd not having Darius here. Where shall we go? What should we do?
Well, I think we have to help Cal.
Of course, yes. That's the main priority. Yeah.
I will say Cal is kind of like fuming at this point. Not necessarily because Darius is leaving, but also because Darius is leaving. She tried not like she didn't say anything while he was there, but she's pissed. She's like, really? Why fucking now of all fucking times? Ah! But you can see that in her face, but otherwise she has been staring at the fucking chasm since she got up.
Then I guess it's time for us to descend into this chasm of woe and find Cal's parents.
Cal and Bartholomew, both of you roll me a history check. Cal, I'll give you advantage on this to see what you know about the chasm specifically. (14 and 18). Okay. Bartholomew, you know of the chasm. You've seen it. You've heard people talking about the chasm before. It is this massive tear through the earth and through this entire district that used to home not only the ghetto of Neverwinter, but also the schooling and the tutelage of various different wizard classes. There used to be a college within Neverwinter, though specifically in the instruction of wizards, of battle mages, and such. But in around 1385, which is roughly 100 or so years ago, There was a spell plague that caused all magic to go into chaos and disarray. And in that moment, there was a catastrophe that split the earth underneath the college specifically and took with it a large section of the main structure of Neverwinter. During that time, magic had a weird effect. And now, though it has been contained and has been put to a seeming rest at no and not an inexpensive rate, the chasm itself is still said to be a very dangerous place. Cal, having lived here, you know that magic around the chasm, anytime that you've seen people that have tried to make their way into the chasm before as a child, typically you saw them attempt to use magic in some ways, sometimes in order to make their way down or to affect the terrain and give themselves a better capability of maneuvering through safely. Very few have had good results. Oftentimes it seems that the magic either acts weaker than it should or has the opposite effect of what was intended. But you do know of one group that has their home inside the chasm. And that group is called the... No. Where was it? Is it here? I know there was a group there that was supposed to... No. This one? Ah. The Scar Company within the chasm has a base there that holds is essentially a line of defense against the plague-changed creatures of the deep. It seems that the chasm itself goes so far down, it comes close to the Underdark.
Great. She will definitely relay all of this to the others. Just because there's really no point in going in unprepared.
Do you suggest we go shopping for supplies before we head down there?
Good idea. Do you have a shop in mind?
That was an open-ended question for Cal.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, yeah, it's probably a
Never
good idea. And no, I don't have a particular shop in mind.
Can never go wrong
Would
with
there
rope.
be... Would Bartholomew know of a blacksmith or a armory that would sell better armaments than what they already have?
With your history check. You would know of one. It is
Okay, that's
very pricey.
mm-hmm.
It is typically near it is within the knowledge, or it's located to the southwest of the House of Knowledge in the city core district, sorry. Known as Shining Knight's Arms and Armor, and I'll say that you know that it has been very reputable in its armor and arms that it's sells, because it is known that a wizard adds spells to the blades, enchants each of the blades and armor that he gives, but for that reason it typically costs a great deal.
Cool. Um, I know of a place, but it's expensive beyond belief. I think we have the gold to at least upgrade one of our weapons or inventory if need be. Does anyone wish to venture with me? It was probably safer if we all went together. To suss out this particular shop.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know that there's anything that I want, but it'd be good to go with you.
It'd be good to sell and upgrade these weapons because my spear looks like it's about to snap in 3. Everyone good with traveling southbound first
Yeah.
before we descend?
Maybe we can get some climbing gear.
That too. That'll be helpful. Because we don't know how treacherous the walking paths are in the chasm. I've never been down there personally.
All right. So everyone wants to go to Shining Knight's arms and armor.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I would like. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I would like to keep my eyes open as we go over there just to see if there's any shops that seem useful along the way.
Go ahead and roll me a investigation check.
Okay.
Or actually, no, this will be perception.
Perception's way better for me.
Guidance. I give you guidance.
Thank you. Okay. Let's see. Perception. Oh, is it gonna go? Hold on. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was terrible. Oh, I guess it's not that terrible with my modifier. And then guidance. Okay.
17 total.
So, yeah.
Making your way there, it's maybe roughly a, say, 20-minute walk there. It is just past the walls that wall off the chasm district and blocks it from the main city living area. Looking around, 17. You do spot two different shops that catch your eye.
Okay.
on the way there, there's one shop that has the name Draconic Wonders, and a shop that says
No, don't be rude.
a shop that says "Don't be rude."
Oh.
I like that shop. It's fun.
The man that shopkeeper though, he really hit it on the hit the nail on the head on that one. Just don't be rude, please. You see another one that says Steamy Smithy, Blacksmith, and Day Spa.
Hey guys, look at these two shops. Draconic Wonders, you said?
Yes.
And Steamy Smithy,
Blacksmith and Day Spa.
Blacksmith, and Day Spa. That's fascinating. I wonder how that works. Do you
Yeah,
want to check
I
any of
don't
these
know.
out on our way there?
Sure. I'm intrigued by the Blacksmithy Day Spa. I don't know how that passes work health and safety, but sure. That
Well, let's go there first, and then we can stop into the Draconic shop. I mean, I wonder if that's specifically for Dragonborn, or if it's like things made out of dragon bones. I don't know. I'm not used to this. Let's go.
too many doors. Too many doors.
Yes, there's too many doors. Did someone get the door?
How does a handle work? Bartholomew will open the door to the smithy and day spa.
Okay. Opening up the door, you step into the entrance area. Let me read over this profile real quick so I can tell you.
I can just imagine the smell. You being assaulted by like lavender oil and like hot metal.
Actually, you don't get the smell of hot metal. You get... The immediate smell is not that of hot metal, but more of a smell of smoke and fire. And then a strange smell of like lilac, a little bit of lavender mixed in there. You step in, and the first thing that you see is that there is actually a storefront that you're walking into. Within here, you see that there are walls. The walls are lined in armor, shields, swords, spears. There's daggers and a few neatly lined rows of different swords, sword types. Looking through the main floor area, you then see that there is this long countertop that holds various shields, as well as a chair that sits a human woman. Shock of blonde hair that is pulled up into a tight bun on top, with a few streaks of black soot on her cheek. Roughly mid-40s, maybe early 40s, hard to tell on this one. But is in the middle of seemingly eating her breakfast. whenever you all make your way in, which she quickly finishes up before tucking it underneath the counter and standing up, a little bit of egg on the corner of her mouth that she doesn't seem to notice as she stands up and, how can I help you? What are you looking for? How can I outfit you? You all are actually fairly well armed, and she seems to look between each of you and almost seems to analyze what you guys are carrying, very quickly gathering an idea of your individual needs and what kind of style of fighting you might be doing.
Fair lady of this peculiar combination, spa and smithy, we're hoping that we might be able to upgrade our current weapons or sell them and get better weapons in return.
Well, we have a great deal of weapons that you can choose from. Each of them I have crafted myself, so if you have any questions about any of the arms and armor that line these walls, feel free to ask. Where are my manners? My name is Esme. Esme Everlong. And I am proud to tell you of any of the arms or armor that you may have any questions on. But looks as though you all have fairly well crafted arms and armor. Although I could see different... Sir, I didn't get your name, but that spear does seem rather worn.
My name is Bartholomew Edmund Harland Coppercup. Like, he is like resistant, try not to say his name. He's like kind of cringing at saying his name.
I imagine he's like Bartholomew Edmund Harlan Coppercup?
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
And as you say Coppercup, there's a noticeable like widening to her eyes. And there's a slight pause before, from a nearby door that you see is on the opposite side of the counter itself, out walks a man in his mid-40s, tall, a little bit of a lanky build, but similar shock of blonde hair that's kind of slicked back and well groomed, with a neatly trimmed beard, mustache that curls into it, these piercing blue eyes, and he seems to he walks out, and as he walks out, doesn't realize that there's a group in the midst of talking with Esme before he looks to her and says, Esme, you, should probably check on the forge. Looks like something's gotten into it. And then turns and looks and sees that there's people here. Never mind, don't go to the forge. Just ignore that the forge is even a thing. So sorry, how can I help you all? Are you here for arms and armor or for a relaxing time in the spa. Either way, I'm sure we can do something for you.
As I conversed with your proprietor, we're hoping to either upgrade our current weapons and or sell them and buy up better weapons if possible.
Well, that is more my wife's specialty, so I will not hinder her any longer than I have to. And it's at this point that you guys hear a small sound of, like, popping. A... And you see him kind of stand very still, eyes wide, before he quickly turns around and walks back through the door that he came out of. Raylana, think with your passive insight, you kind of get the feeling that he was gonna go for something, that he had something planned out, and then got interrupted, and he had started the plan, didn't get to follow through on it, and now he's trying to take care of whatever he started. Esme shakes her head and just, like, rubs her forehead a little bit. And right as she rubs her forehead, you hear this sound of a... Raylana? You've never heard this sound before. It sounds as if someone is screaming. As if a child or a woman is screaming in the back. Amara, Cal, and Bartholomew. You hear the distinct sound of a firework being shot off. And appears to be the kind that is meant to go high up into the air before it explodes.
I'm going to put my hand on my weapon and be like, what in the hell is that?
Stand down, cleric. It's just fireworks. Very inappropriately used fireworks.
What is the firework?
It's a combustive. It's a. How do I say it? It's like magic missile, like a spell, but taken physical form, and it's fired into the sky and explodes into an amazing barrage of colors and sparks.
Are you sure? It sounds like he's killing someone back there.
It's around that moment that you hear a... from behind the closed door. And you see there's a felt shockwave that you can feel coming from behind that door. And some dust comes out from underneath. About another few seconds later, the door opens and out walks the same man with beard, mustache, blonde hair, except now covered in dark soot.
Oh.
Don't worry about that. That was nothing. Very clearly not looking to his wife, who is still shaking her head in this moment.
Bartholomew will approach the man and just do healing word, just like whisper beneath his voice, like, idiot.
there were a
Idiot
few
is the healing. Is the healing word.
there were a few cuts and scrapes that you saw, as well as a small burn on part of his beard that heals over with your healing word, and you see his head kind of goes down before he goes back behind this area.
Before he disappears, at about the same time that Bartholomew does healing word, Cal will just kind of reach her hand out and snap to cast prestidigitation and clean the soot off of him. Like, she just doesn't even think about it. She just reaches out and clean.
As
Mhm.
the soot and dirt is wiped away from him and he's left clean of his misdoings, but not his shame. He leaves the room, and you see Esme sigh, but also chuckle slightly. Well, you all saved me from whatever prank he was playing on me, so how can I help you all in your endeavors? What are you looking for? Are you looking for weapons, armor, bit of both?
Well, we're going to be climbing, so is there anything that you have that would be good for that? I know that's kind of a strange thing to ask at an armory, but you never know.
Specifically climbing gear? Not quite, though. She takes out this this box underneath her counter that she digs through a little bit before pulling out three cylindrical metal pieces that come to a point at the end. They don't have a hook. They almost look like very large nails.
Oh.
I use these for practice work, but I can't put them into tempering anymore, else this metal will become too brittle to be able to use for any more practice. So, I have these three that could be used to nail into stone, should you need. But
Okay.
that's about the extent of climbing gear that I have.
How much would you ask for them?
Honestly, just the cost of the materials because I use them for practice, so call it about 2 silver for the 3.
Okay, then I will take that, and I'll give her. See what I have. Yep, I'll give her the 2 silver.
Right. Hands them over to you. Anything else I can help you all with? Sorry for not being of more help with the climbing gear specifically.
Could you, as you noticed before, my spear looks like it's about to snap into 3. Do you happen to have a spear that is of better quality? Because I purchased this back in nearly close to in a town not well known for its armaments.
Let me see what I can get you. Nickelodeon,
Copyright.
yeah, you know. At least it's not uh Nintendo.
Oh lord.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're like the Disney of the gaming world.
apparently I found out that they are able to do this to people because Japan has no fair use laws, and they
Oh.
just claim local law rather than international law.
God.
And the Japanese courts will just let it happen, and then you have to go by the Japanese courts.
Yikes.
So spear. I have many spears that you could be looking for, but let me see if we have one more suited for you. While we have a spear, could I also interest you in something that might suit you a little bit better? Tell me, what kind of fighting do you do most often?
Well, that's the funny story, right? I'm a wizard, but I kept dying, so the goddess Shantea forced me to become a cleric. So I kind of have a combination of spellcasting and just stabbing things, if that makes sense.
Okay, then, this will most likely be a little bit more suited to you, as she takes out what looks to be a, uh, which one? Where was it? Do. What is your strength score?
10.
Got it.
My dexterity is 10.
Also 10. Okay, that's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
She takes out this long trident. The metal itself pulled into 3 tips, the middle being the longest, with the 2 on the sides coming out to roughly the same length as each other, balancing out the use of it. And the wood itself is made of this dark oak wood. It's hard to tell exactly what kind of material was used for this, but she takes it and hands it over to you.
Bartholomew will take it and kind of kind of not bend it, but kind of like I don't know what I'm trying to describe. See how pliant the wood is.
Rigid, unable to bend.
Okay, sweet, sweet, sweet. How much for the trident, my fair lady?
For this, it's about 5 gold pieces.
And if I was to sell you my spear, which you could smelt down the metal of the spearhead and use the wood for kindling, how much would it be then?
4 gold pieces and 9 silver.
So I'll just give you 5 gold pieces. That's fine.
What
Um,
you must understand in the smithing is that typically with metal that has already been worked, it makes it more brittle should you try to work it again. So there isn't much that I can do with already worked steel.
Fair point. Fair point.
But what you have now should suit you for a long time. This was made of a special wood that comes only from the high forest itself. So this should last you a longer time.
Could Bartholomew do a nature check to identify the type of wood?
You may, but Raylana,
I was gonna say my ears would perk up at that because that's where I'm from,
as soon
and
as
I would be fascinated.
you hear that, both of you roll nature, Raylana at advantage.
Okay.
Nat 20. Let's go. First one of
Wow.
the game. +3.
You did better than Raylana.
Barth, Raylana, the wood's been stained to look a certain way. Seeing a tree without its bark is always hard for you, as your tribe typically made homes within trees without destroying them or making any changes to the exterior of them. So you're not really able to get a sense of what this wood is from based on the grain, the look of it. All you know is that it's fairly solid, at least in its construction, and if it's from the high forest, likely gonna last a long time. Bartholomew, you hear high forest. You look at this wood. High forest, trees in the high forest. Ironwood. Ironwood tree? They used an ironwood tree on this? You wouldn't know. Ironwood is very sought after for its durability in construction, weapons crafting, in many different forms, because the wood of an ironwood tree is resistant to fire and as sturdy as iron. It takes special tools to be able to craft anything out of ironwood, as it is so durable that it would dull any normal knife or blade used against it.
Bartholomew will just hold the trident in his hand and like knock on the wood, and there's like a metal ting to it. It's like, ooh, this is nice. Sold. But if I could make one more request, since my spear is almost about to heal over, would you mind adding a smaller shaft to the spearhead so it's more like a dagger? I'm imagining like the spear from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, like how it's like short.
Oh, so you're looking for a... Fuck. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what it's called, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I think it's like a half spear.
Yes.
I can do something of the sort. I can also take it, polish it, give it a new edge, make sure that it's... Can you hand it to me here?
Sure. There you go. He places it on the table.
She takes the spear in her hand, and I'm going to actually use dice that I got from my brother, that I showed off in the Legend Run game, but not in this one, is actually these bullet dice
Ooh.
Ooh.
that come in a revolver dice holder that actually spins. So it's these really cool metal dice that I enjoy a lot, but actually need to use a wooden tray to roll them in, because otherwise they just won't stop. Because they're cylinders. Well, it looks as if I could do something with this blade itself. Are you looking for a smaller new shaft for the spear itself, or are you looking for me to take the existing shaft and cut it down?
As you can probably tell, there's cracks all through its entire length. So a new short shaft would be preferable, if you do please.
Do you have a preference for the wood?
If you have more of this ironwood, that would be lovely. If not, maybe red oak or black oak, if possible. Or maybe even olive tree.
Okay. Olive tree. I haven't been able to get a new supply of olive tree since. But, she kind of looks back behind her counter, then looks towards the door that her husband went through. Give me the day. I'll see what I have in stock and be able to use for this.
Okay, I will leave it in your trusted hands. I'm not sure when we will return from the depths of the chasm, but I'm sure we will be seeing you soon.
If you're planning to make the trip soon, I can try to rush this, but I will need a little bit extra in order to put aside some of the projects that I'm already working on.
Will 12 gold be sufficient?
Eyes go wide, and yes, that will be more than sufficient. I should be able to get this done in about 2 hours. That sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Finally just burning through money. So what type of trident should I be adding to my inventory, Caleb?
Add just a regular trident, but in the notes of the trident, add ironwood. So it is a regular trident, but will not take any damage from battle.
Okay, adding trident.
Also, I may add a feat for you guys that
Ooh.
you guys can use weapons for blocking if they are able to be used in two hands. So not just like shield, but if you went two-handed with the trident to block an incoming swing, you get to add something to your AC.
Nice.
And that also counts for like long swords, where you take the blade of the sword and actually use it to block an incoming strike. But I'll have to work on that later. Actually, go ahead and everyone give me... No, I'll use Raylana and Amara are the two that would notice this that are here. So if Amara is still here, you hear this. But if you're not, I'll cover it again.
I'm here.
There is a strange object on a shelf behind her. It looks to be a almost cylindrical pipe attached to a wooden handle that has, I'd say, a similar construction to something like this.
Oh. Okay.
The one part of the cylinder is able to seemingly rotate, and there appears to be on this handle a curved piece of metal that seems to be attached up onto the cylinder but away from the handle, and at the back of it there's these little delicate gears that are attached to a long, what looks to be curved striker almost.
I am so going to need a drawing of that, but okay.
So it kind of looks like no, that's too. Do. Kind of looks similar to. Let's see if that helps. Not really. This. And put it in here.
Okay.
But a lot less refined than that. Something that you guys had never seen before.
Raylana is gonna think that it's something that everyone else has seen before because she's just from the forest and be like, "What is that, Amara?" Gonna lean forward and squint at it a little bit.
You will probably lean it forward at the same time. You know what? I have no idea. But it looks fascinating.
It looks very
Do you think we
complicated,
can
but I
ask
don't.
to see it from closer?
Yeah. I'll be like, but I don't like if this is the weapon. How do you stab with it?
Yeah, that's weird. And even what's the little hole over there for?
Don't look into it. Keep it away from your face.
Do you know what it is?
It's
Bartholomew.
musket. Nope.
Bartholomew.
Yes.
Does Bartholomew know
Roll
what it is?
me an intelligence check.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. It's mid-sentence. Hold on a second.
Can I roll one too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, don't mind my dog having an absolute.
Never mind. I don't know what it is.
freak
I've
out
never
in the
seen in my
background.
life. All I know is nothing. I know nothing about it.
That was a
Oh.
saving throw, not a intelligence check.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Shit.
too bad.
You're right.
I was gonna be so
In this
impressed.
moment,
God damn it!
You.
Can I
I
just
was like,
keep
oh my
the
god,
same?
God.
We're all just baffled.
as Bartholomew starts to say something and then looks over and realizes he doesn't know what the hell that thing actually is. Cal, you're able to save yourself from the secondhand embarrassment by just moving off a little bit to the side, but you also look at it. No clue. Who knows what it could be? But as Esme kind of notices the interest in this item, she looks back to it and has a slight smirk on her lips. That, yes, that item gets quite a lot of attention every time anyone enters. They all try to figure out what it is and what it can do. Personally, never really used it before. Not quite sure how it works. It was explained to me by a gnome who said that he is the inventor of it, but been so long since I last saw him.
Fascinating. What did he say?
He called it something.
Now I wish Ichabod was here. He'd know.
What was it? Brass gears boomstick, I think is what he called it.
A boomstick.
Oh god damn it! Ichabod would know.
She very, very gently and carefully takes it, lifts it up, and then gently sets it down onto the counter in front of you guys. And now that you're closer and able to see it a little bit more, you can see that there's a very interesting design to it. The grip on the handle is meant to fit within one hand, and the trigger, you guys don't know what the function exactly is, but for the sake of explanation, so that you guys have a better understanding of it, is meant almost to seemingly fit within your entire grip. Not a single finger, but an entire grip pull. So the way that one would hold it, from all appearances, would be from the thumb to hold, and then fire with a full grip.
So Cal's gonna point at the trigger and be like, that kind of reminds me of crossbow. Or like a hand crossbow.
Is very
Okay.
similar construction to the hand crossbow, at least as far as the trigger, but the relative other design of it, it's strange, it's metal, and as it comes closer, you almost get the hint of sulfur.
She'll kind of glance at Raylana and say, something tells me, based on that kind of trigger mechanism, you don't stab with it. It probably shoots in some way. Like
But where would
crossbow,
you put
but
the arrows?
not.
After
it.
after Cal says that, Amara will ask, but where do you put the arrows then?
See,
I'm thinking you don't use arrows. It probably has some other kind of ammunition.
that is the thing that most drives me curious, Esme says as she reaches underneath and grabs out 6 cartridges. They appear to be a brass cartridge with a dark metal at the top of it that has been rounded off and over, and gently sets them onto the countertop. You see that as she's doing this, she's being extremely careful in her movements. almost as if something has happened previously. He gave me this in trade for some item that he needed me to build, some sort of mechanism that he used in his other constructions. But he gave me this in trade. And I've been trying to figure out what I could do with it. But I haven't quite figured out if I should sell it, keep it, just have it as a talking point for the establishment. I'm not sure. All I know is that the creator of this, I haven't seen him in quite some time. And he also only had 3 fingers on one hand.
Oh,
How many fingers does Ichabod have?
Ichabod has the full 5.
Okay. Then that means nothing to Cal. Listen, I had to know. The name Braskier is involved. I'm almost afraid to ask, but if you did sell it, how much would you sell it for?
The main concern is that I don't know. It'd have to be very expensive because the materials used and time spent. But perhaps we could come to an arrangement wherein you test it, bring it back, tell me its capabilities and what it could be used for, so that I know a better basis to sell it, and then I'll give you a discounted rate for going out and testing this item for me.
Sure. It's not like we can use magic in the chasm. Having something else ranged might be helpful.
I didn't think of that.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
he only gave me these 6. He called them cartridges? I can't quite remember, but from what he showed me, and you see her take this weapon, and very gently she presses a button on the side of the metal and cracks it open, and it seems to be a break action where the metal end and the handle end seems to open, and she begins putting in these 6 cartridges very carefully into the cylinder. And as a demonstration, as she loads it in, she and continues to do that with each round before it is full up, and then gently sets it down. So, you all take this in your adventure and tell me what it can be used for. I will see what I can do with it, and we can come to an arrangement from there.
So one thing we'll have to keep in mind as players with this, because I looked it up because I was curious. Unless any of us have the gunner feat, we will not have proficiency with this.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't that mean any attack we make is at disadvantage?
Any attack you make is not a disadvantage, but you do not get to add your proficiency modifier. It's just a straight ability check,
Okay.
essentially. And the firearm feat that you would need for it.
Gunner.
Yeah. That's 2024.
It's actually from Tasha's.
Oh yeah, from Tasha's. It's been so long since I looked over Tasha's.
I literally just Googled it because I was really curious. So it's like, okay, I, as a player, need to understand how this is gonna work if we do this, because, oh boy.
Yeah.
Like, Cal's not gonna know shit, but I would like to be prepared.
Well, if we can't use magic, we should probably pick up healing items as well. Hmm.
Let me see. I can find it. Ah. Can use training rules to get proficiency. Let me see. Yep. So it's just you don't get to add your proficiency modifier to it. So for the pistol itself, whoever wishes to take this item may add a pistol to their inventory. And 6 firearm bullets.
I mean, if no one else really wants it, Cal will take it.
I don't, but that will remind me that I need to get some more crossbow bolts. So I'll say,
Do you want mine?
well, won't you need them? Cal was
When
saying
have I
that
ever used them?
Well, Cal was saying that we can't use magic in the. We might need them. I think they would be good to have extra on hand. So do you carry crossbow bolts, and can I buy some of those from you?
I carry quite a few crossbow bolts. What are you looking for specifically? Is there one that you need? There's light, heavy.
Well, I have a light crossbow.
Okay.
So the ammunition that goes with that.
Light crossbow bolts. Alright. Yes. And she begins looking through her items for finding the bolts. And she pulls out about a dozen or so. And then begins to split them a little bit and clump some together. And you can see that there's a set of 4, a set of 3, another set of 4, and one on its own. So these are the different crossbow bolts that I have specifically. If you are looking for something a little bit more durable, then and points to the first group of 4. These are made with ironwood shafts, so they are able to withstand should you miss and hit something a little bit harder that would normally destroy a bolt. You should be able to pick this one up and be able to use it once more. She points to the group of 3. These are a bit more of the normal stance, just used different fletchings on them, and you can see that these are fletched with what appear to be very fine white feathers. These are actually feathered and fletched by owl feathers, which gives them a bit more of a stealthier approach. They fly a little bit quieter through the air. She points over
That will come in
to.
handy.
She points over to the 4th, the next group that has the last 4 in it. These are made with special barb tips that do more damage should they penetrate, but are harder to pull out of whatever you're trying to remove them from. So keep in mind, should you want to deal a little bit extra damage, these are here for you, but they'll be a lot more difficult to remove. You can see these are made with a barbed tip that has teeth on it on the edge that almost seem to go backwards like saw blades almost.
I was going to say like snake, like pythons.
Similar to
More.
Python, but the construction in the way that it's made is more like sawtooth.
Okay.
And this last one, it's a little bit of a special one. I'm not sure if you heard of Shining Knight's Arms and Armor, but I made a deal with the proprietor of that establishment and was able to get him to enchant this bolt. Should you fire it, you'll be able to send a burst of darkness, blinding whatever you need to obscure yourself from view and perhaps make an expeditious retreat. So each of these have their own different prices, but which one calls to you the most?
They're all fascinating. I guess that I would like to know the prices of each.
So for the first 4, the ironwood, given that ironwood is so expensive, these run about 2 silver apiece. The next 3, as your average use, are about 7 copper apiece. Bumped up only slightly for the owl feather fletchings. Moves on to the next 4. These, given the intricate work put into them, come out to about 1 silver apiece. And this last one, given that it's an enchanted bolt, will run you about 2 gold.
Oh, wow. I can see how the darkness would be useful. But hmm. I think I will go with the barbed and the ironwood.
Okay. Are you looking to do the 4? So that's the 4 and 4?
Yes, please.
Okay. So 4 times 7 is a number that my brain can't come up with at this
Wait.
moment. 28.
28.
Why 7?
7 copper pieces for the barbed.
Oh, I thought that was for the stealth.
Uh
Barbed was 1 silver each.
oh yeah.
And then the ironwood was 2 silver each.
Okay. So
8. 8 plus 4.
12.
12 silver.
Mhm.
So that's 1 gold, 2 silver.
Okay. Then I will give her 1 gold and 2 silver.
She passes the bolts over to you. I hope they do you well in your expedition.
Thank you.
I should probably pick up more arrows.
We have a few more arrows. These are crossbow bolts. Let me see. And she pulls out out a bundle of arrows. You can see it's an entire quiver's worth.
So is that like 20?
Roundabout.
Okay. Because, yeah, I haven't been keeping track since the beginning, so I'm just going to assume I've used all of my original 20.
I assume that at the end of every battle you go around and pick up your arrows, but most do eventually break at some point, so picking up extra would help.
Well, and like I said, I haven't kept track of them like I should have been, so I'm just going to say Cal hasn't been picking hers up.
Okay.
That
Because
was me too.
she's kind of a lazy shit. So, yeah, we'll just get a new quiver.
Okay. So that's 1 gold piece for a full
Oh.
quiver of 20.
Alrighty. Easy peasy.
She also, Mihaela, I'll get to you on the damage and usage for those bolts specifically, because I'll make an item. It won't be necessarily magical, but it will be like your damage amount.
Okay.
So, but yeah, because the barbed ones do a different damage dice than the regular.
Thank you.
You guys are helped. Anyone else need anything from here?
Oh, should be good. I do need a level up. We need a level up, though.
Need
I'm
a
kidding. We'll get to that later.
level up? I'm not sure I know what that is or how to help you with that, but I wish you luck in trying to get one.
I assume it has something to do with his gods.
Probably. God knows he's got too many of them.
I have 3. 3 gods. 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad they're not jealous.
Oh, bloody well, hope not.
So, anything else you guys are looking for?
Yes, me, I need to buy 2 eggs.
What is that?
Eggs.
Eggs?
usually laid by some type of poultry, hens, dogs. Actually, some snake do lay them as well. Um,
I don't think we're
Yep.
gonna find those at a smithy.
yes, but the lady might know where is the closest market or how do you call that, convenience store? No, they wouldn't call it a convenience store, but um, I guess she will ask the lady, would you know where is the closest market?
Just down the road. Take a left at the first turn, and you'll find yourself at the farmer's market that typically. It's around the time that they would be up and open, so. Should be able to find whatever you need there.
Thank you.
Of course. Remember to let me know what the item does.
Will do.
And good luck with it.
Echo kaboom.
Do you guys want to check out the dragon shop across the way?
Yes, I'm quite interested about this dragon thing, this dragon shop. I wonder if I got a discount.
As you mentioned the dragon shop,
His skills.
you see Esme kind of looks to you guys and says, if you do happen to go in there, please tell me what they have, because I have been so curious, but never found the time to make it in there.
Oh,
Let me bring back the boomstick, I suppose.
maybe we bring her a little souvenir.
Okay. So I guess we leave and go there,
Okay.
right?
As you guys leave, you see the husband of the pair comes out from well, you guys didn't notice whenever you first entered, as you were busy looking at the arms and armor that were lining the walls, is there this secondary section that appears to be a waiting room of sorts that has several chairs, some plants hanging from the ceiling down on these in these pots that aren't necessarily, it's more like cages than it is pottery, that almost let you see the root structure of the plants themselves, so kind of an open design, as well as the soft sound of water hitting rock. Also seems to be the source of the smell of the lilac and lavender. The husband is currently behind a counter, kind of like wiping his beard a little bit, and as soon as you guys walk past, he kind of perks up a little bit, but then notices you guys leaving, so kind of settles back down into his seat. And you all make your way to the shop of Dragon Wonders. Stepping into the shop, you look around, and to everyone, to Bartholomew specifically, you notice that this building is very dimly lit. Everyone else is able to see mostly fine, but for Bartholomew, this is low light. Almost gives it this like mysterious air, and stepping in through the low light, you're able to see that there is a almost purple like fume or gas or cloud that stays constantly near the floor and moves out of the way of each step. You also hear a bell ringing, a ding ding, as you open the door as an overhead bell to alert whoever's within this that a new customer has arrived. And rounding from behind a wall in the back area of this dimly lit room, everyone but Bartholomew sees something strange. A dragonborn that almost appears elven in feature. Dragonborns don't have typically external ears, but you see this one has the features of an elf, long pointed ears that hold scale over them. Face with high cheekbone and very elven in personality, in structure, but with eyes like that of a dragonborn. No hair, but horns that seem to almost go back as if they were. And they are wearing a purple silk shirt that is slightly open at a V on the chest, that shows more these patches of smooth scale, almost snake-like in structure, not rough scale that you've seen on dragonborns such as your companions, but also strange in the way that it is colored. It's this weird mix of flesh and copper tone. And as you all step in and see this man, other than Bartholomew, who cannot see them through the low light, you hear him say, "Welcome to my shop. Let me know if there's anything that I can help you with. I'm sure that I can get you anything that you would require."
Well, what sort of things do you sell?
We sell a great deal of materials got from that of dragons, or those taken from places where the dragons had inhabited. So, should you have anything that you would require of me, or anything that you have questions, I am hopeful that I will be able to assist you. Yes.
Well, we're taking a trip to the bottom of the chasm. I understand that it's quite dangerous. Is there anything you would recommend?
Well, at any rate, the trek there should be quite challenging one from what I have heard. But let me ask you, do any of you use magics?
Yes. Mhm.
Literally all of us, unfortunately.
Well, in that case, then you may find some use out of the different parts of dragons that I have. Should you try to use the materials that are used in the casting of spells, you will find that these dragon pots are able to enhance those abilities, those magics. So you may find yourself in dire straits and want to use a bit more oomph in the abilities. And I can assure you that these pots here will be of great use.
The problem is magic is temperamental at best in the chasm. Trying to cast it isn't really a good idea, and enhancing it or making it stronger, well, that does not quite sound like something we should attempt.
Perhaps. But you may also find them useful in the equipping of armor, of using them to enhance your armor, or make into various different potions that could assist you. I do have some potions made.
Hmm.
So, it is up to you.
That would probably be good. What about something for projectiles like bolts?
Hmm. For the bolts, I would say that the best use for that is likely to use a dragon tooth tip for your bolt itself, or perhaps a bolt dipped into a potion made by the blood or the Draconis Fundamentum would be better suited for the enchanting of bolts.
Hmm. I'm curious about the like dipping into because then I can enhance what I already have.
I cannot say the exact effect that it may have, but it could have something. I myself have never tried it before, so I would not know. But you could use it as a sort of oil that you could coat your boat in, and who knows, it could do some added benefits.
Hmm. I'll think about that. What about anything for healing?
Now, the use of dragon pots in the aid of healing is something that I know quite well. For if you use the spell, do any of you know the spell? I thought there was. Give me just a moment. Is it? Wait, let me see if it's right here. The spell, Greater Restoration.
I know it, but it's such a difficult one to cast because of all of the materials it requires. I don't have everything for it.
Well, if you were to gain the materials required for the spell, adding into the spell a dragon's eyelid will allow you to not only heal but bolster the person, giving them a additional benefit that would keep them sturdier, a little bit more staying power, one could say.
This is a lot to think about. What about you guys? Do you guys want to ask about anything while we're here? No?
No one.
Nope. Well, it'll be nice to see if it'll be nice if I could see anything. With this haze in my eyes. I wonder. Damn it, I can't remember. Never mind. I'm sure it'll come back to me eventually.
Would you sell any incense?
We do have incense that one could use. Not very draconic incense, but it could be used in rituals. How much are you looking for?
Do you sell them in so where again? In bunch? No, it's not called a bunch of it is a thing. Do you sell them in bunch by any chance? It's probably for a spell I will probably never use, but you know, we never know.
I have some. It really depends on how much you wish to buy to tell you how much I have.
Let's say, is it too much? What if I want 2 gold coins of incense?
2 gold coins worth of incense. I should have that amount. And you see him go behind where he had first entered from and hear the rummaging of something. And as he rummages, there's a moment where you hear like a there it is, I found it. And he comes back out and he's carrying this thick bundle of incense, and as soon as he steps out with this large bundle of incense, the smell hits you immediately. This much incense should not be all in the same place. And it is a, like, sensory overload almost, where you can't quite pick out what scent it is, but it's something and it's very strong. So, this should be 2 gold pieces worth.
You know what? I'll take it.
Very well. And he sets it down in front of you and then puts his hand out.
Is it okay if I give you all the list and then pay you? I do have the gold. I'm not going to run away, but
Okay, and he slides
Mind
it a
you.
little bit back towards him.
no worries. So with that, would you have any? This one is going to be weird. Do you sell any sand?
Sand.
Yeah. I reckon I could have just grabbed some from home, but I forgot, and then we were on the road, and things happen. So yeah.
There's a sand pit behind my house, Amara. Why didn't you say something?
Well, I'm.
I could sell sand. I could sell sand if it is necessary. How much sand are you looking for?
Right now, just a good handful.
So a handful of sand. We could.
Hand size.
We'll call
Of
that.
hand.
1 copper.
Sure. But it will be instant. Wait, I lost my seat. This doesn't need any, which is cool. This is for the eggs. Do you have any eggs? I just need 2 of them. This is so weird.
2 eggs. Sand. Let me go see if I can find some eggs. Okay? I will be right back. Do not worry. I will be right back. And he takes the bundle of incense and brings it back behind with him.
Wait, I don't want to make you do a trip for nothing. How much would the egg be? Because if you are more expensive than the market, I'll just buy them from the market.
A copper piece an egg.
She'll probably turn to the others because she's never been to the market. Here, this is Jurigan. That's like a good price. That seems fair for me.
That's fine.
For an egg, like a singular egg, a copper piece for a singular egg. A copper piece should get you at least 5.
Cal? You would know, being from here, typically, a dozen eggs cost you about 5 copper pieces. That's mostly because there's no real stable nearby farm that specifically deals in chickens. There's still grain, which is relatively cheap, as well as, like, beef and pork. But chickens specifically, for some reason, don't really get that many near Neverwinter. And, go ahead, roll me a history check to see if you can remember why.
Ooh. History check on chickens.
That
8.
didn't even roll. It just kind of flopped onto a 6.
Go ahead and roll again. You have advantage on this growing up here.
Sweet, that's a nat fucking 20.
Okay.
Wow.
You very much remember why chickens are not that common here. Mostly because there was a story about someone who had a chicken one time, And from that chicken came this lizard creature that went rampant through the city and killed a bunch of guards, and then took a couple adventurers trekking through the sewers to get rid of it. And now people are kind of the idea that chickens spawn cockatrices near here. They don't. With a nat 20, never before that incident or after that incident has that ever happened again. And based off of your intuition, likely this guy was trying to illegally hatch a cockatrice and sell it on the black market, and it ended up going wrong, and then he blamed it on a chicken, and people just took it.
Listen, you'll probably have to pay. You would probably have to pay 5 copper for at least a dozen in the market, all because some jackass tried to sell a cockatrice on the black market, fucked up, and blamed it on a chicken. And now everyone in the city hates chickens and thinks that they're the devil. So, it's up to you if you want to pay 2 copper pieces for 2 eggs or 5 for a dozen. The point is, you'll be lucky to get a fucking chicken egg in this city. There aren't many farms near Neverwinter because of the whole cockatrice bullshit.
Wow. Who would knew that egg would get Carl so riled up? But thank you for so much good information. I will go with. I'm not going to say that sentence this way. Yes, please go get the 2 eggs.
Okay, I'll be right back. And he looks over to you, Cal, and he goes, might I ask, where your home is? I'm curious, I'm new to the town.
Try that again. I missed like half that sentence.
Can I ask where your home is? I am new to the town, so I am not quite familiar with the location.
I'm from the Chasm District. Literally just on the corner, the back corner of the chasm.
Okay, so, give me about, 15 minutes, and I will see if I can find your eggs.
I guess I'm gonna go with a dozen, and well, we'll have food. No, it's fine. I'll just get the sand and.
I would be more than happy to get you your eggs and the sand. Should you...
Oh, you are so kind. No, but I think I'm just going to go for the sand and the incense for now. I did not expect to take so much of your time for 2 eggs, so that's okay. And she'll slowly put on the counter a pouch of money and take 2 gold coins, and I forgot how much. Do I even have copper? How much money do I have? No. Okay, so that's 2 gold piece. And how much copper did you say? No, for the.
It was 1 copper
Oh,
for
that's
a
all
pouch
because
of
I'm just
sand.
taking the incense.
For
Yes.
pocket sand, yeah, 1 copper.
Oh, great. 1 of these. And she will hand that to him.
You see him slide the incense over, and then he reaches into his pocket and does pull out some sand. And gets a small little bag. This, little, like, almost... Let me see. About yay big, baggy, that has a drawstring at the top that he pours the sand into and kind of pulls shut and slides that over to you, so you now have your sand and your incense.
Um,
Might I ask what you intend to use this sand and the incense for?
spell material? Well, more like ritual, I guess.
What spells do you intend to use them on? Because I might have
Um,
something that could suit you, that could add a little bit of a benefit to you that you need.
Sure. Like I said, the incense, I'm not sure that's even one I will use. But we never know. We never know. Don't get freaked out. Speak with that.
Speak with dead. Okay. For that, I do have something for that. Could you choose? If you happen to use a portion of a dragon's tongue, it will allow you to ask an additional question.
Oh, interesting. I think for now I'm just going to go with the incense, and depending how this go, I might come back and get said tongue if that's okay with you.
What was the other spell that you intend to use for? Incense is used in the Speak with Dead, but for sand,
Yes, so the sand would be for dream.
for dream. Interesting. You'll have quite interesting. Ooh. So, if you were to take the scales of a chromatic dragon, similar of sorts to your friend here, but of true dragons, then you may find that it would have a bit more of a powerful kick should you use it to disturb the dreams of whoever you are trying to interact with.
What do you mean disturb?
Well, the spell itself allows you to enter in and modify the dreams, but that also allows you to do nightmare as well. And these nightmares may cause harm to whoever you should use it on. Should you add some chromatic dragon scales, you may get to add a bit more to the suffering.
That sounds very tempted. I don't really have anyone I wish nightmares on at the moment, but if that ever changes, I will be back for a chromatic dragon scale.
Oh.
But I won't be taking that today, I think. Wait, let I have a think. No. Um, Actually, I never noticed that X does need a material as well. What's a petrified eye of a newt?
Petrified eye of
Mustard seeds.
Yeah. Mustard seed.
Do you happen to have do you happen to have that?
Bartholomew will open his bag and literally pull out a vial of mustard seeds, and it's like, I have like an entire apothecary in my satchel bag. He could have just asked.
Aren't you gonna use them?
Eventually, but you can use some.
Okay, well then I won't get that now. Alright, well I guess that's all for me. I just have to get the eggs from the market. I hope you don't mind. But thank you for doing business. And also, this one is out of character. I cannot take the gold and the copper out of my
So you
I
go.
can't remove them. It says fail to remove coin. The minimum amount allowed for each currency type is 0. And
So
I tried
you
both
have
ways
you have
to
to.
type them and to use a little arrow, but it doesn't work.
That's weird because after you put in like the number you want to like change or remove, you hit the add or remove button at the bottom.
I do remove, but it doesn't. I
So
keep getting the spam. Maybe I refresh my page.
I removed the 2 gold. For the copper,
Did
since you have no copper, that would mean that
yeah, but
you'd
I
be
don't know if it
breaking
doesn't.
down some of your gold. So 1 gold is 20 copper. So if you remove 1 more gold from what I've already done, you can add 20 copper and then subtract the amount of copper that you've spent.
So I'm gonna add. Remove one of these. And movies. Okay.
So
You
It worked.
mentioned Dragonbone bolts earlier. Do you happen to have any arrows like that?
no, I don't specifically have any arrows or bolts, but thank you for letting me know that people may be interested in that, and I will get started on that very soon. But I will not have any ready today.
Yeah.
Go ahead and you guys roll me an insight check. Anybody that wants to.
All of us? Sure.
Anybody that wants to at this time.
12.
Interesting.
17. 17 right here.
15.
And 20. So Cal and Amara. As you guys have been in this shop, hearing him talk, hearing him like try and peddle his goods to you guys, the face is weird. The exterior of him is weird. Something is strange about him in a way that you guys have never seen before. And in this moment of like listening to him talk, you get the sense that he's just like flying by the seat of his pants on what he can actually offer. Half of the things that he's offering might possibly not be of the highest quality, but you get the sense from like outward perspective that he has had to claw and fight and make his way here, and is now just doing whatever he can to stay where he is.
Cal will subtly like put 5 gold on the counter. Just because she knows what that's like.
His eyes go wide at that, and as they go wide, you can see that he has the reptilian slits of a dragon for eyes. Dark irises that have, within the sclera, flecks of copper in them. What can I offer you? I could have this as a down payment for the first set of dragon tooth arrows, if you wish.
She'll shake her head. No, I just know what it's like trying to keep your head above water.
I am doing fine. There's no real need for your very, very welcome generosity, but I do not want to take money from someone who is not being able to be used for the things that I offer. So I will not take your own money unless you wish for me to craft you some of these arrows.
Fine.
Thank you very much for your patronage, and I shall have those ready by the next morning. Is there anything else that I can help with? The healing potions you are looking for? Or what kind of potions were you looking for?
Yeah. Give us
Yeah.
some information.
I mean, healing potions would be wonderful.
Okay, so for healing potions, I have a few on offer, but the healing potions themselves range in price from 50 to 75 gold pieces worth. The ones that are 50 are a bit of a normal healing potion, whereas the ones that are 75 have been boosted. So
Okay. You said that was 50 what?
gold pieces.
Okay. Um, let's see here. What was... I guess I'll take one of the 50.
Very well. And he passes this vial of red liquid that glimmers slightly as he slides it over to you.
Okay. Thank you.
It is my pleasure. So, anything more?
I think that's all for me.
I can't think of anything. I am all set.
Then very well. I wish you luck on your adventures, wherever they shall take you.
Sorry, what was your name again?
Oh, my name is Abbas. Abbas.
Yes.
Abbas.
Thank you for doing business with us today, Abbas. We will be back.
Thank you very much for your patronage. You do see as he smiles what you thought would be like draconic teeth that you've seen from Bartholomew, sharp teeth, are lined open.
Is
I'm
this
going to sound
motherfucker a
very
half
weak,
dragonborn,
very
half
rude.
elf? Because that's really what it's feeling like.
I'm gonna sound very rude. Feel free not to answer, but what are you?
He's going to look to you and then look around a bit. I come from a far off land and have made my way here. Uh, but even there, my kind were rare. I am what is known as a Glockhawk.
FLAKA?
Draken. Glockhawk. And
No.
none of you have ever heard of that before.
Okay.
My mother and father are elves. But there lived a very powerful dragon in the area. And his power was so great that I was one of the first generation born to be as I am now. So,
Sorry, Abbas. Where exactly are you from?
well, I am from oh, they don't have it there, so there's that. I need. Where's the full map? Will it be in here? Ah, here we go. I am from a place known as Samaki, across the ocean. It is a long, long trek to get there.
I mean, you sound extremely fascinating. I would love to know more about you, but I have to say, we do need to be somewhere now, but if you're okay talking sometime, I was about to say we're staying at the inn, but technically we're not.
We are, but we aren't.
We're staying at the inn, so, you said you're new here. I'm going to assume that you might feel a little lonely sometime. Come by, I guess. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but yeah.
It sounds like you're trying to say let's be friends.
I'm sure we'll be back around.
I mean, I have to pick up arrows, so
Yeah.
yes.
Dear, dear. You know, we'll can buy you a pint of beer or whatever you're. I don't know, whatever. You could do some friends. But yes.
Well, I will be sure to take you up on your offer the next time that I see you. Unfortunately, I have to stay in the shop most times, but should you want to know more about me, I am always here. You may find me here very easily.
Lovely. It was good to meet you.
Great. Yes.
It was good to meet all of you as well. Thank you for your patronage.
Must oblige.
Hmm. Should we have a 10-minute break now?
Yep. We're around about the 2-hour point, so we're gonna go ahead and go into our break.
I do have to leave at the turn of the hour so I can get to work.
Alright. Then
Should we go for another hour and call it a?
we can if you
Wait,
guys
the
want to.
turn of which hour?
I have
For
to leave
8 or
at
9?
for everybody but me and Amara. It'll be, and I think Raylana. It'll be 1 o'clock for me. It's 2. I'm not even gonna try to guess what it'll be for you, Amara.
That's
Yeah, so
fine.
in like 15 minutes, we've got to go.
15, 20, yeah.
So, how about we say that we'll do a quick session here and just say good stopping point, because then it'd be only 3 people out of the
Yeah.
6 now.
Yeah.
But also there's a ton to do, and I don't want to go too much further without having more people in this, because there's stuff coming up that I will absolutely need the people to balance for. So
Yeah, and hopefully
Yeah.
next week I won't have to leave as early. I'm a little behind in my word count for this week, and I need to make sure I get it done before tomorrow. So
no problem. So yeah.
That's good.
Then we can get into our comments, questions, concerns for you guys, and end out the episode starting with Cal.
no real anything to add other than, this was a nice low-key session. Hopefully, everything gets easier / better / more positive for Brian, and we get to see him soon again. All of the well wishes and good vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
And same good vibes for Milo and his wedding planning and all that. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything of note to add.
Okay. And I'll get you your pistol and ammo for that here soon, because it's a slightly different from the one directly in D&D Beyond.
Oh, yeah, I just threw something in as a placeholder for now, so.
Yep, I'll work on that here soon to give you that, as well as the bolts.
I still owe you all of the mental stuff you asked about a while ago. I keep planning to do it, and then school has been saying, "Hey, bitch, forget about your extracurricular stuff. Work on me."
It is
Great.
something that you can do on your own time whenever you have any time. It is not required. I don't require homework but it is something to give me a little bit of a better insight into your character's mindset so that I can understand them a little bit easier.
Well, I understand. I've been wanting to give Cal a little more love, and it's just the last few weeks have been utter chaos for all of us.
Absolutely. All right. Then Amara.
The same. The same. It felt weird to be back in game, have to be honest there. But yes, it was an easy back in, I suppose. So we'll see where that leads us from here, I guess. Hopefully everyone will be able to, you know, get everything set in their real lives and all. Like Cal said, we do wish them all the best. And sending all the courage and all the good vibes. And hopefully we'll all be able to, you know, rejoice into the game all together and be crazy and dramatic and all in all. But yes, for this first day back, it was nice to be back in, and that was nice.
As you were asking for sand, I literally was thinking about just having him like find out where Cal lives and go there and grab the sand and then come back and make you pay for that sand. But then I was like, no, this is definitely a guy that walks around with pocket sand.
Yeah, no, if that man had gone to my house, Cal would have beat the hell out of him and be like, no, sir, if anyone's paying for that sand, it's you. It's my sand.
But see, I forgot. Listen, before leaving the village, she could have just grabbed a bunch of sand.
Could have.
But I didn't.
And honestly, I just made
And,
up the sand pit because Cal would be that facetious little shit. Like, bro, I have a literal sand pit. What the fuck?
Cal.
See, the thing is, I didn't read beforehand the material needed for that specific spell. And when I read sand,
Do you,
Okay.
do you have an arcane focus or a components
I
pouch?
don't have it anymore, if you remember.
You don't? Okay.
No, because when we were playing, she gave it to her brother, so she doesn't have it anymore.
That's right. Okay, so you do have to keep track of your components now. So that's gonna be fun for both you and me.
I mean, Cal
Unless
has.
by some miracle event she comes upon another
Component
I mean,
pouch or arcane
that
focus.
sounds quite interesting.
Bartholomew has
Yeah.
a spare wand. Like he can give, but Amara his wand for the time
was al-
being.
I was also gonna say Cal still has the opalescent conch from the tower. Be like, if you really want a fun arcane focus, you could just use the conch. I don't know. how
Magic
exactly that would
conch,
work,
tell
but-
me. Can I cast this spell? Pulls a string. The answer is
Puts that to
no.
your ear.
Can I have something to eat? No.
With the focus, when there is material needed for rituals, it's easier to have a component bag. Pouch. It's called a pouch, technically.
So the way that an arcane focus works is that it essentially takes the place of components as long as they don't have a gold cost next to them. So it doesn't
yeah.
take the place of like diamonds for greater restoration or for other spells. But it does take the place of needing to get pocket sand
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
other things. Eggs.
That was why Cal was like, nah, I have a broken horn, turn this bitch into a wand.
It would be fun to do it in game because she could be strangely starting to like mix stuff together for some weird reason for the first time ever. Yeah, but it's because I don't have my focus anymore, you know. So
It's a
then
good
It's just
roleplay
like-
opportunity.
Take the damn conch.
Amara back there, she finally gets the casting of fireball, so she has to pull out a handful of bat guano and then Sulfur smash it together, and then she gets to send out the fireball.
Oh no.
Whereas
God.
you watch as
Wow.
Cal just walks around with a conch that she occasionally goes, and then
She pulls out the conch when she gets disarmed with her wand. Be like,
Yeah.
fuck it, back up. Whoop. See, and that
Like-
would do
like-
that would be a verbal component too, because she's blowing into the conch.
Oh.
So she doesn't have to speak, she just has to make noise.
Yeah.
she just has to go.
That would be so.
Here goes the stealth.
Do you hear it? It sounds like the ocean tidal wave.
Tsunami.
Oh, that's amazing.
Like I can just see like this, like if you did like tsunami or tidal wave, like the water just seeps out from like the opening of the conch and just like cascades across the battlefield. Just
That'd actually be really fascinating, like, because it's something that came from the sea, if it, like, enhanced water spells or something. That'd be pretty cool.
ooh.
But,
But yeah. Also, this shop is not within lore. This is something that I just came up with because I wanted to do fun stuff. So, this is, in essence, this is from something that Mihaela got me. The Legendary Dragons. And I might be allowing you guys to multi-class into a certain class. Since you already have a creature that would fit within that class. It is not
Oh, that's
on
exciting.
D&D Beyond itself, so it's gonna be a thing about mixing it in, but it will be an option that will be available, as well as just because I was so interested in this book whenever it got sent and have been reading through it meticulously. Just know, some dragons have been made and have been implemented and may possibly be found. One dragon, specifically, is going to be a BBEG. I will not
Oh,
say which
no.
one. I will not say when.
Oh.
But one dragon you guys will find.
That's exciting.
Yay! I love that.
And I was already afraid of the Ouroboros.
Oh yeah. Ouroboros. But
The rainbow dragon.
anything else?
I don't think so. I'm really glad that we got to play again. I've been missing it. So, it's good to see everybody.
And I apologize for canceling games and everything. There's been a lot going on and I'm trying to sort it out. And there may have been a little bit of DM burnout from running so many games. But I'm getting back into it and trying to get myself back in. But yeah. So that was Cal, Amara, Raylana, and now Bartholomew.
I agree with everything, what everyone else has said. Like, this was great. Like, just starting point and, doing some shopping, interacting with NPCs just to get us back into the rhythm of things before, nose diving into an abysmal pit full of creatures and monsters that we've probably never heard of. Yeah, and again, I've really missed playing because it's a great escape for me, especially trying to get away from work and studies and whatnot. But yeah, I've really enjoyed today. It was great seeing everyone, and yeah, that's my piece.
All right. And I think with that, we are ready to end this session here.
Okie dokie.
But we can't end
Have
this
you dyed
session.
your hair?
Oh.
It looks like redder than normal.
No, my hair isn't dyed, but I did end up turning the saturation on my camera a little bit because it was very gray for a while there.
Gotcha. It just looks like, I don't know, red,
Uh,
like fire red.
Actually, I've been finding white hairs, so kind of the opposite. But
That's fun.
yeah, 27 already got white hairs. We cannot
Nearly
end this.
25.
Oh, the baby. We cannot end this
Yeah.
without.
I've had white hairs since I was like 10, so fight me.
I will. We cannot end this without doing our special joke. Since we have not had a session in a while, I'm just gonna go through a straight joke, and then we can start up the tradition on the next consecutive one. But I want to give you guys a joke to end on. So, an orc walks into a tavern and begins a barroom brawl. He knocks several patrons around and generally makes a mess of the place until he sees one patron still just sitting at the bar drinking his beer. "Who are you?" bellows the orc. The man doesn't look up from his drink, and the bartender responds, "Oh, that's just Rodney. He's always here." The orc roars and waves his axe around, trying to intimidate Rodney, but he still just sits there drinking. Finally, enraged, the orc charges at the man and bounces right off. "You'd best just give up," says the bartender. That's an immovable rod."
I knew as soon as
my
you said the name
God.
Rodney, that was where that was going. Goodbye.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right.
Radio.